Alright, before I talk about my discussion, I just want to let you know that I was supposed to upload this video, and I just want to mention that the other video I did were my thoughts.
That was awful. I didn't say anything. I didn't say a lot. I don't know what I was doing. I was sort of twisting around what I was going to say and what I wasn't going to say in a way of just going nowhere. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I see what I was kind of going for, but then it just collapsed. So I'm doing this video now. I was meant to upload this video weeks ago, but I had stuff doing. I had to go to a job. I had to come back and do some work here. I had to do crikey everywhere, and I had so much in mind. I was going in circles. And I was working on my Critters fan-made film while I was doing this video, so I had to just completely shut down. I just had to work on this video, then I can move on to other projects.
I just watched this movie, and honestly, the movie is fine, but knowing the Banana Splits show turned into a horror film is not good. But it's not bad, it's really going to ruin a lot of Banana Split fans. And some might be fine about it. It makes you wonder if the director and sci-fi had the rights. It really is unusual to know that this film came out in 2019 and Five Nights at Freddy's came out in 2015, and the plot points of all Scott Cawthon's games of Five Nights at Freddy's and this are eerily similar to the corrupted animatronics that program to turn to killing mode. But one animatronic is not really like the others, to locking up kids in a cage, but the room itself is where animatronics get built, or repair. Like Scott's work, but Scott's animatronics that were programmed to kidnap children by the inventor William Afton, to the birthday kids, to people that want the place shut down. And here's a bit of history that I wrote on Facebook in 2018. I love the vibe of Five Nights at Freddy's. The game of the weird vibe of roller coaster rides and fun memories. When I was about 5 years old, a fantasy nostalgia, danger, even friendship, even the tragic deaths of the children and the mystery of William himself. I always get that childhood vibe. If the game was based on a true story, I would be in that restaurant every day I grow up, having fun, even a murderer hiding evidence of his victim. I would have to be one of those victims, coming back to haunt the murderer, or growing up be a security guard. This is why I also love FNAF. A sad thing to say, I know, but I get that feeling of when I first played Little Big Planet, the game. I would never go away. Sadly, that feeling faded until FNAF gave me back that feeling, a feeling of nostalgia, of not wanting to grow up, of becoming an adult. But sadly, that's the real world I had to live by. Nostalgia will always be with me here and there, and great stories to dream. It's been years, and they might take more years. From what I find this year, the real movie of Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of not going to connect with the story in the games. I knew this was going to happen. Movies and games have to be different. That's not a bad thing. But some people are going to love it because it's different. Some people are going to hate it because it's different. Or just hate the game in general. Which always happens with video game movies. And if it's different, I'm going to love it anyways. Because for a filmmaker like me, doing things different is for the best sometimes, because as an artist, what's the point of doing the same thing over and over again? But it can improve something sometimes. I'm not saying anything is bad about FNAF, I'm just saying, if you're gonna watch the FNAF movie, watch it from a different perspective. I always think I know what the movie might be like, but I might be wrong, and it might surprise me, but I will still love it, no matter what. And it's good to not half-ass the movie, because it will not be good unless you took your time working on it. And the effects, I think, will be a good blend for CGI and practical effects. And it might not need a big budget for CGI. I've seen a movie, sadly, I can't remember the name of but there's not much as other big blockbuster films today. And if it's going to be way different that Scott and the director said it will be, it must be R-rated. It is going to be graphic, but if the studio does not give them control on what it should be, and if they say no because they think it would go better for PG-13 for the aim for children, but if they want it to be R-rated, it's going to be because the story is so dark, and seeing a live action, I can see it with have a blend of the 2017 It movie and Stranger Things TV show and the 1997 movie The Game and Saw movies. But the traps will be controlled robots. PG-13 will take all that away, but both, I don't care what they pick, but it's been years, even Scott saying he does not want to rush the film. So you might go for R-rated and something I would totally agree on and understand. Director that made Monster House one of my favorite films, because it has that same feeling as, sort of the same feeling as FNAF and Stranger Things. He was working on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie with real animatronics, but they weren't really working. From what I read and heard, they changed it to a new director. The director that night in the museum. When that movie first came out, I saw it and I was 7 at the time, I think. I found it funny and awesome, and I still watch it in the others. What's funny is that I was at a museum while my teacher at school was interested in what I was drawing. I was drawing Five Nights at Freddy's artwork at the time. He said, "Did you know your animal animatronics look like ancient Egyptian gods?" Now, I did not think about it for a while until I remember that Anubis is known as the god of death and is the oldest and most popular of ancient Egyptian deities. The ancient Egyptians referred Anubis highly because they believed that he had tremendous power over both their physical and spiritual selves when they died. His fame lasted until the Middle Kingdom, when his role as god of death was taken over by Osiris, and Anubis became Osiris' assistant. Reminds me of the dog-like gods are like the animatronics that were made by William, like if he was some kind of god, and he can control them to take the children for a reason, because the animatronics had places to store children inside, like being born again. Also, I have a fantastic theory on Shadow Bunny. It's like a shadow reflection of William Afton's family or memory. Shadow Bunny's music box, Schubert Serenade. The real song represents of love and betrayal with such sorrows. That's the actual part of the song. And it seems Freddy's music box, Torado Brits, and Shadow Bunny's music box have something in common with the FNAF story, but I can't find any proper lyrics on the music box of Marionette, my grandfather's clock music. But they share something to every character in the story, or even a reflection of William Afton's feelings and putting them in the animatronics. Could it be possible if William Afton made these animatronics to be controlled to kidnap children? So then William controlled the spirits, like puppets, or Mike, also known as Michael, is controlling them to get back at William. And I thought of something. If Mike/Michael has amnesia from the bite and wakes up and comes back and resurrects and gets hallucinations of the dead people, and I can't remember who he is and his name, so he gets names of the dead people in all FNAF games. That is also on gravestones in FNAF Pizzeria Simulator game, and might be names of the kids in the animatronics heads in FNAF 3 ending. Also, there's parallel spring traps. Maybe William has someone working for him or against him, maybe both. And second, they both have different features. And the third FNAF is 3 spring traps. Maybe not William, but someone that looks like William to the children. Was the spring trap mascot in FNAF Simulator of being in FNAF 4, where in the minigame where you play as a child crying because he saw the other children got killed, and he's the last one that knows it all. And then he sees Fredbear with animatronic features, but Golden Bonnie in the back has no animatronic and has yellow eyes. Also, the text in FNAF 4 with that Golden Freddy plush that talks to you, he has the same colored text with Yellow Man. I got an idea also about this. Also, the same yellow text of Golden Freddy might be that the mysterious man that's wearing the Golden Freddy suit. That's just a thought. But I bet this is too simple, and I'm just sharing my information that I found out by myself, and I thought about this might help with some of the story to people that are still trying. But I wrote this in 2018, and what I'm really trying to say is that I feel bad for Scott's FNAF movie, because people that never heard or seen his games, and people see this and never seen or heard the Banana Splits, will lead to all sorts of good and bad things to people that love the Banana Splits because they love the show and when they saw it back then. And FNAF fans might love this as a thing, and fans of the original Banana Splits will start a fight for those fans of FNAF will see this as something FNAF related. I don't know the making and or behind this movie, but I feel myself to disbelieve that this is not a ripoff, but it feels like a ripoff or a cash grab for the upcoming movie and the games of FNAF. Please don't take this out of the wrong way. I love the Banana Splits for what they were back then, and I feel the same way for the Rockafire Explosion, but I don't see them as Five Nights at Freddy's. I love Five Nights at Freddy's, but I don't compare them to others. I don't criticize, I just can't find anything or any information about this film besides this video which they talked about, and it does feel like they're hiding something, but that's just speculation. I love all films, even the ones that people think are crap. For me, there is no bad film, because I'm a filmmaker myself and I see the director's point of view of any film I watch. And I dissect and study, research to find answers. And I find documentaries and the making of films, film videos, better than anyone's reviews. I prefer people that share history that were in or directed the film. Sorry that there's so much that I had to say. I see what they were doing or were trying to do and see the direction, but I felt somewhat guilty for fans on both sides, and I predicted a lot for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, to the factory, to the artwork that I did years ago, and in my fan-made series of Doctor Who and the Unpleasant Journey. Yes, I've been telling you again, heaps of times, it's really a couple of my masterpieces. but I will be working on better and interesting new film projects with great stories that I got working 10 projects at once, that I'm really trying to work in a pattern to unboxing videos, to making videos, to music videos, to sketches, to proper 1 hour, 2 hour long movies, or fan-made sequels on existing movies. I try to make something that no one goes, or make something that's a new direction. I'm more of a visionary, and there's so much I need to adjust.
And remember,
I'll see you in the future.